Greetings, gentlemen. Fall is here. It's my favorite season of the year. I love the styles. It's boot season, jacket season, but we've got some work to do. In today's video, I'm going to show you a few things that every capable gentleman should do to make sure you're ready for fall and winter. Check it out. Fall is upon us, and there is a list of things that I like to do at the very start of the fall season. This is going to get me ready for the fall, for the winter, and then when spring comes along, another list of things that I like to do to be ready for spring and summer. I like to do these things at the start of the fall and the start of the spring. That cuts the year right down the middle, 6 months in between. A lot of times I hear people recommend doing it when you change your clocks for daylight savings, but that's inconsistent. More time in between during the spring, summer, fall time frame, and then very short period between the fall back and spring forward. I think that's the catchphrase, spring forward, fall back. Gentlemen, follow these tips and you will be ready for the fall and winter. Stuff around the house, stuff with your cars, and most importantly, stuff about you. So let's get started. First thing on the list is to clean and inspect your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, anything that you have throughout the house. Hopefully you have these. If not, install some. But you don't want any dust accumulating up here. They could malfunction. You definitely want these working. Check the battery. There's a battery backup system in every one of these. Simply just pulls out, take that battery out and check it. I got a voltmeter, I'll check each one. If it's still good strong battery, I'll put it right back in. If not, put a new battery in, and you're all set. Clean it out. I just take my vacuum cleaner, vacuum out any dust up here, make sure that's good and clean. The next tip I'm going to give you is to check your air conditioning, the air handler unit especially. First off, you should already be changing the filters monthly, every 2 months at the most. Make sure those filters are swapped out with the clean one. The other thing that you need to check on the air handler is the drain line. This builds up condensation and releases that moisture out through a drain line and outside your home or into a sink or something like that. Oftentimes, that will start to accumulate like sludge and a byproduct or something from the air conditioning working. And because it's the fall, it's not going to run so much. So that water flow, that drain is not going to have a lot of movement to it, causing that water to settle and be still, get stagnant, and that sludge will accumulate and ultimately blocking up your drain. You need to flush this every 6 months at a minimum. Now, I've talked to a few professionals. Some say put vinegar down the line. There's a special chemical you can get from your hardware store. One even said don't do any of that stuff. Just run some hot water down through the line, make sure it's clear. So I'm just gonna go the cheap route, run the hot water. I've not had a problem doing it that way. You do what's best for you. Let me show you my drain. Here is the clean out for my drain line. I take this cap off, run some hot water right down through here, and I'll show you how it drains out on the other side, outside of the house. Okay, real quick, here we go. I got my jug of hot water and some makeshift funnel so I don't make a mess, because some people in my family like to use this area as storage, even though it's really for a utility. But what are you gonna do? Just put the funnel in place, I'll start pouring the water. And if you haven't done this in a while, you might need to do it a few times to make sure all that slop is out of there. You don't want this backed up and backing into your house. If you don't have one, it'd be a good opportunity to have a professional come out and install a water sensor that if it does back off, it'll stop your AC unit from running, causing a mess. If it continues to run and it's backed up, you're gonna get water all over the place and it's an absolute mess. Okay. I think that's pretty good and flushed. On to the next one. Since we're here, we're gonna go ahead and talk about one of the other items I don't have to worry about anymore so much, and that's your furnace. The weather's gonna start to change. Check your furnace now. Don't wait till the dead of winter when it's cold and you really are depending on it to then have something go wrong and you need to have something repaired or serviced. Check it now, make sure it fires up, make sure it runs. If you need to have something fixed or changed or adjusted on it, get a professional out there and get the job done before it gets too cold. You'll thank me later, trust me. Been there, went through all that, not fun. Now is a perfect time to get outside and make sure your gutters, if your house has it, your gutters are all cleaned off. It's fall, right? The leaves are gonna turn and eventually fall off the trees. They're gonna get right into your gutters. If you don't have any of those protective systems, those gutter systems that prevent any clogging, you're gonna need to make sure they're all cleared. Because what you don't want is all that stuff to build up and then block the drainage of your gutters, causing the water to spill all over, and it's just gonna be a mess. And it can also cause damage to your roof. Get those gutters cleaned out. Luckily, I don't have any gutters here on this house, so I can skip this one. I'm gonna stay outside here because for my house, I have to have a water softener because the water here in Florida is terrible. I usually will check this every other month, but might as well put this one on the list. Also, while we're out here, good time to fertilize the lawn and get some grass seed down. I've got some bare spots behind me. I gotta tackle that. So sprinkle a little fertilizer down. During the winter, the grass is gonna go dormant, but the roots are still active, they're still alive. Give them some fertilizer to strengthen them so they can make it through the winter. You will thank me in the springtime when your grass, your lawn is the greenest one in your neighborhood. It is a beautiful day here in Florida. One other thing to do while we're outside, check the tire pressure in your tires on your vehicles. What's gonna happen is as the weather gets cooler, your tires will actually lose pressure. Go ahead and get them ready for fall and winter. Add a few more pounds of air. Don't wait until it's freezing outside and the signal's going off and your wife or your kid or whoever's like, oh, there's an indicator going off, something's wrong with my car, something's wrong with my tire. Just take care of it now, you don't have to worry about it later. All right guys, so we have talked about things that I like to do around my home and my cars, getting ready for fall and winter. Hopefully you found some of that useful. But now what about you? Who's gonna look out for you? Nobody but you. So here's a few things that I like to do once fall gets here to just help me out personally, help out my style game, help out my shoe game, my scent game, just stuff about me to make me feel better going into the fall and winter. If you have seen my previous video in the spring about redoing your closet, well, now it's time to redo it again, but this time for fall and winter. So we're heading into my closet now, and it's time to start bringing in a lot of the fall colors, start bringing them from the back or wherever you place them into where you generally go when you're picking out your outfits. So a lot of the summer type stuff, gonna start putting it away, getting rid of it, doing my closet, getting all my fall and winter stuff out. Same thing for my footwear. It's boot season. I love boot season. I love it. So I gotta start pulling my fall and winter footwear out of the boxes, swap it out with the summer. Also, let's be real for a minute. Let's be honest with ourselves. There's a lot of summer clothes that I did not wear. So why am I hanging on to them? I may still like them, but I'm not wearing them. If they've sat here for over a year and I haven't worn them, it's time to let them go. Maybe they don't fit right. Well, we change over time. Our bodies change. Maybe I've put on a little weight. Maybe I've lost a lot of weight. Whatever the case may be, if they're not fitting right, let them go. Let them go. If your body changes again, buy some new ones. Treat yourself. The best thing you can do, the gentlemanly thing to do, is donate them. Donate them and let somebody else get the use out of them. Let's go to the next one. All right, guys, this is a quick and easy one. We have our Cologne collection up here, the scents that we love to wear. We've got them using the spring and summer, the more light, citrus, sweeter scents. Now it's time to dust off the fall scents. And finally, gentlemen, what about yourself? What about your mental health? Where are you at? Have you been working on something for the past 6 months? Have you been working on a diet? Have you been working on a workout routine, any kind of project for the past 6 months? Now it's time to reevaluate that, reassess that. How's it going? Is it working? Were you consistent? Did you plow through? Did you make it for the? Did you make it through the 6 months? would you consider it a success? Is it something you want to keep going? Do you need to drop it altogether? Do you need to change it up? This is a great time to do some self-evaluation, see where you need to be, where you want to go, make some changes in your life, always for the better, and keep moving forward. One other thing, something that I like to do and always try to do, give back. What I mean by that is, what's going on around you? Is there somebody else in need that you probably could be able to help? Maybe you have a skill set and they're in need. Maybe there's a donation you can make. There's a local church down the street. They are trying to get their youth program up and running, and they have these activities for these kids, and these kids need a place like this church. Get them off the streets, show them a better life, a better way, and they have these get-togethers weekly, and they want to try to provide like food and a dinner and a meal, and then talk to them and have activities for them to do, just to invite them and let them know that they matter. They tried to set up a like a donation bank, and it's been going on for a few weeks now. We're just starting fall, so yeah, it's been active for a couple weeks. There hasn't been a single donation. And the workers there are trying to do their part, but it seems like nobody has stepped up to volunteer or to provide or to donate or anything. And to me, something like that, that just kills me. It breaks my heart to see that they're really trying to do something good for the community, and the rest of the community is just, where are they? I mean, come on. That's pulling on my heart. I'm gonna try to take care of that one way or the other, to do my part to give back to the community. Let them know they matter, what they're doing is important, and especially those kids matter. What do you think? Is there a way that you can give back to your community? Drop me a comment below. Let me know the things that you're engaged with where you would say you give back. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, drop me a thumb. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Also, there is probably a bunch of young men who are just starting out in life that may find this useful. If you would, please consider sharing this video with them. Let's all help each other out. I'm the Capable Gentleman, showing you ways to go from dirty to dapper, and to encourage you to never stop learning. Until next time, be kind. See you next week.